Hey guys, it's PokeDude. Welcome to another Fate Grand Order Tips and Trivia video. Today I'm going to discuss attack chains. I briefly touched on this back in my Tips for Beginners video, but there's a lot more to it, especially with the recent changes to the battle system. First, let's go over the basics of card order. The first card type you select for the chain will apply a portion of its unique properties to the following cards. Buster grants higher base damage, Arts grants higher NP gain, and Quick grants higher crit star generation along with a plus 20% crit chance. Additionally, using a card later in the chain will increase the effectiveness of its own properties. Note that Buster will not generate NP at all unless you start the chain with an Arts card. As for Noble Phantasm cards, they will grant the starting boost but are completely unaffected by their own placement in the chain or the starting effect from other cards. They will always have the same base damage, NP gain, and crit star generation, regardless of where you place them. However, using NPs back-to-back will grant an overcharge effect. Keep all of this in mind when figuring out which starting boost to aim for, and which normal cards need the boost from being used later. Next, let's talk about the Brave Chain. Using 3 cards from a single servant will grant them an extra attack. The extra attack is neutral and has lesser properties of every card type, but will benefit from the starting card bonus. When using a Brave Chain, you normally won't be able to switch targets mid-turn even if the enemy dies. Additionally, an enemy's Guts buff will not be activated until the chain ends. This can be used to your advantage since overkilling an enemy increases the effectiveness of NP and crit star generation, but you can switch targets or trigger Guts during a Brave Chain under one condition, which is using a Noble Phantasm. Switching between an NP and a normal attack will interrupt the chain for a moment to allow death to occur. This means you can potentially switch targets twice by placing the NP card second or third in the chain. Though I should point out that enemies with break bars can't be switched away from under any circumstances. If you're in a situation where you know you'll deplete the bar that turn, focus on taking advantage of the overgauge effect. And now for the Buster, Arts, and Quick chains. Using 3 cards of the same type grants a special boost for that turn. Buster will further increase base damage on top of the inherent properties of Buster cards. Arts will add an extra 20% to the NP gauge for every servant involved, which can also be used to get overcharge on that turn. And Quick grants an extra 20 crit stars for the following turn. These chains can be combined with a Brave Chain or split among 2 or 3 servants. Finally, we have a more recent addition, the Mighty Chain. Using all 3 card types in a single turn will grant the starting effects of each type to all 3 cards. When using this chain, the card you place in the 3rd slot becomes more important than the 1st, since you'll want to take advantage of its own boost. And that pretty much covers attack chains. Making the most of the cards you're dealt each turn is a key aspect of FGO's combat system, so always keep these effects in mind. Thanks for watching. If there's a subject you'd like to see me cover, leave a comment and I'll consider it. And if you'd like to help support the channel, I'd appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon and Ko-fi pages. Links are in the description. See you next time.